very excited to be here, very excited. Sometimes, you gotta understand, sometimes comedians say that, and we don't necessarily mean it. Like, I was playing a club recently on the outskirts of Toledo, Ohio, all right? And at one point, I don't know why, but I yell out to the crowd, I'm like, I'm excited to be here in Toledo. Some woman up front leans over and yells out, technically, you're in Perrysburg. I go, technically, I'm not excited to be here. We're all just exchanging pleasantries. Well, women are intense, man. Even my own wife. We got stuck in a hotel elevator recently for like 10 minutes, okay? My wife looks over at me, right? And she's like, check the ceiling hatch. I go, what? She goes, check the ceiling hatch, see if it's unlocked. I go, why? So Bruce Willis has a way to get down here and save us? I'm like, what if it is unlocked? You really think I'm gonna climb out of the elevator, shimmy up that cable line, and pry open the door to the next level so we can get back on with the mission that we must be on? I thought we were going for coffee, but apparently we were on a secret mission that I hadn't been debriefed on yet. The hotel gave us a bottle of champagne for the inconvenience, and I accidentally spilled it all over the carpet. And I bring it up because the emotional difference between spilling something in your own home as opposed to spilling it in a hotel room, it's fascinating, right? But you spill something in your own home, right away you're like, give me a rag, hurry up, it's gonna stain. You spill the same thing in a hotel room, you're like, ooh, don't step there, you'll wet your sock. It's good though now, but I have a baby. I have a one and a half year old baby, and it's good because it diverts my wife's attention for once, you know? But I'm no spring chicken. This kid came out of nowhere, I gotta tell you. My wife's no spring chicken either. Even my best friend, right? He comes up to me recently, he's like, dude, are you ready? 17 years from now, are you ready to be up all night waiting for your daughter's boyfriend to drop her back off? I go, 17 years from now, I'm not even gonna be awake when he picks her up. I don't know what you're talking about. Bring him by in the morning when daddy's going fishing, I'll meet him then. Not really, not really. I don't really fish. I live in a small town now, though, where a lot of men fish. They're always talking about the lake and how close it is, and I'm always like, bro, I wouldn't fish if there was a lake in my living room. I almost went fishing with a guy, though, because I like eating fish. Who doesn't, right? So I call him up. We're going to go fishing. The day before, I call up, and I'm like, what are we fishing for anyway? And he goes, oh, it doesn't matter where we're going. It's catch and release. Holy, thank God I called. I almost drove 4 hours to a lake to catch fish, let them off the hook, and put them back in the water. I'm like, bro, if that's fishing to you, I would rather just stay in the city and go parking. He's like, what do you mean? I go, no, that's when you drive around, you look for a spot, then you pull in, and then you pull back out. Yeah. You pull back out. And then after you pull back out, then you drive around, look for another spot while you discuss how exciting it was that you just found that last spot. It's a hobby, though, man. I need a hobby, right? Even like my dad loves golfing, my brother loves golfing. I tried to watch recently the Ryder Cup, the international best golf tournament. I'm like, let me watch a little of this. I'll call up my dad. After like 2 holes, there's like my eyelids are just, there's weights on them. I just can't stay awake. So then I figure I better take a nap. I go in the other room, I lay down, close the shades, and now I'm wide awake, right? And that's when it dawned on me. Golf, played at its highest level, is still more boring than the dark. There's no other way to see it. There's no other. Speaking of sports, though, now raising this kid, it's a crazy time raising kids, right? They're all equal, no losers, no losers. I went to my niece's Little League game out in Jersey, right? My niece is 8 years old. Now, her team was up 10-3 after 2 innings. My brother comes walking up to the little bleachers, right? My brother yells out, he's like, what's the score? I'm just about to tell him. A mother on the other team stands up and she goes, the score is having fun to having fun. We don't keep score at this age, guys. My God. I look at my brother, I'm like, yeah, well, so far, we had fun 10 times. Yeah. And they had fun 3 times. And I had fun, Dad, thank you very much.